welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do my final fairy house in my Paint With Me series from my watercolor kit that's available on Etsy. I just want to plug that this would be a great gift for someone during the holidays, so if you're interested, go pick one up before they are gone. I only printed off so many, so be sure to grab one if you are interested. The kit comes with a full watercolor dots page. These are Daniel Smith watercolor, and I will list those below so that you can go check out what I used during this series. I did change the names of it just to go along with the themes. So Willow, Sprightly, Foxgrove, like I changed them to go along with the fairy houses and the dream catchers that I've also been doing. So if you want those names, they will be linked below this week. And then also there's instructions on the back. And then I also supply a practice sheet of watercolor paper and then 5 of the fairy houses. We have one more to do, and it's this one here. This fairy house has a lot of patchwork on the roof, so I'm excited to get into that and kind of see what we come up with in today's Paint With Me. The kit also comes with a water brush, which is great because you can take this on the go. All you do is take off the brush head, and then you just go to your faucet or your tap and you fill this up with tap water. Put the brush head back on. Take the cap off and you are good to go. Just give it a little squeeze and that water will come out. So you do need to activate your watercolor dots. By squeezing and letting some of that water drop onto them is a great way to add some water. I also like to use an eyedropper. Just grab a little bit of water and you can just add a dot of water to each of these watercolor dots to activate them. I'd like to point out too that I have used the same watercolor dot page for all 5 of these, and the watercolor dots that I provide for you is enough so that you can finish all 5 of the fairy houses. So I just like to point that out so that if you are deciding to purchase the kit, you know that the watercolor that comes with it is going to be enough to finish these 5 illustrations. These illustrations, they are from my Inktober that I did a couple of years ago. So that's where all of these illustrations came from. I drew them during that 31-day challenge. So let's go ahead and tape this down. Okay, so now that I have that all taped down, we're going to go ahead and get into the painting. So like I had mentioned, this one has a lot of patchwork, so it would be fun to kind of play off of that. I'm going to start with the sugarberry, and I'm going to pick some of the pieces that are similar and use the same color. You can definitely do something different, but I'm going to stick to that plan to help me get through each of these little sections. So we're doing a wet on dry technique. The paper is dry. I haven't added any water to it, and that works best for these illustrations. So you just grab some of that wet paint and you put it on the dry paper. And it's almost like you're filling in, you know, the illustration. Very similar to coloring almost. So I'm doing the shingled parts. There's bits and pieces in here that are the shingles of the probably the original house, let's say, and I'm going to do the sugarberry on all of those sections. So as you can see, I'm going back in with some darker color and going back over some of those ones that are maybe almost dry. So I'm doing that just kind of sparingly. I don't want to do every single shingle that way. there's that, and then there's a little one over here too. And then just go in with a little bit of darker on some of those shingles there. Okay, very nice. So I really like how that's going already. I'm excited to see how this is going to turn out. You're going to squeeze and run the paintbrush back and forth over the paper towel until all of that color comes out. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. I want to use some of this lunar for the next section, and I'm going to use that for all the ones that are running horizontal. And I kind of feel like this is maybe like a 10 part of the roof, so that's why I went with the blue. And then I'm going to add, which I haven't done this a lot, but I'm going to add some willow to that as well. So it's almost mixing the two together. So again, I'll do all of them lunar, and then I'll go back in with some willow. Those two sections are drying, I'm going to do the base of the house, and I'm going to do that with the sunburst. So just like before, I'm not putting down a thick layer of paint. I'm just applying this very loosely so that I can get some of that white shining through. Which is good because you kind of think of this house as being like older. And so maybe that siding is kind of, you know, fading over time kind of thing. So it'll give it that look too. Okay, nice. So that would probably be a good time to kind of balance some of that yellow off. Let's see, let's do all of these diagonal with the sunburst, and this should be dry by now. Yeah. Here's another diagonal. Here's another one. Okay, and I'm going to go pick some of this up so it's not so bright. So I'm just taking my dry brush and wiping it off on the paper towel to remove some of that bright yellow. Okay, I'm going to grab my Moon Glow then, and I'm going to go into these pieces that look like they've been nailed down, almost like tin. And I don't want the whole thing to be covered. I'm going to, again, just go very sparingly over it so that it kind of gives it that shiny steel look. And Moon Glow has some purple in it, but it's mostly like a gray tone. So it's going to naturally just give it that look like it's steel. There are a lot of those. Them all. I'm going to go back, do a little bit of shading. Okay, and maybe just a little under here, the pitch of the roof there. Okay, I'm going to grab some willow and do this part of the pitch of the roof right here. Bring in that. And I'm going to go in each of these little rectangle pieces so that I can keep the edges white. Grab this sugar berry and go down to these stones. It's not usually your typical stone color, but I want to balance that sugar berry off up above. So I'm just going to do a few here and there, but you know, be intentional about where I'm going to place them. I don't want them to be all over. Grab the hazelnut and I'm going to go over each of these beams. I just realized that I had missed one of these sections that look like shingles, so I'm going to go back in with the sugar berry and fill that in. Okay, and grab a little bit of that dark color and fill in a few extras. Okay, good deal. Okay, I'm going to grab the Moon Glow and go over the pipes up here. Steel look, like they're made out of metal. And some foxberry. sorry, Foxgrove. Up here on this one. And then also this up here. Okay. And then I'm going to use the Foxgrove to do all of the vertical pieces that have the vertical lines. Okay, and then I'd like to pull some of that down here as well. So I'm going to go over the window. And then this window as well. And I'm just going to have some fun with this. And I'm going to go every other square. This moon glow and do the stairs. Okay, I'm going to grab the fairy gold and I'm going to go into these stones down here that I didn't do with the sugarberry. Okay, and then there's this little piece up here that I want to make gold. It's like a doesn't have any texture at all. There's one here, and then the side of this. Let's make all those gold. Okay, and then I also want to make this one gold. So this one is just a little bit different from all of the other ones. And it does have a pattern in there, so feel free to play off of that pattern if you want to. But I'm going to make the whole thing gold, and then this one up here as well. They're all just a little bit different, a different pattern, I guess you could say. And I'm going to fill those in with gold. So there's just there's a few pieces here and there that I'm going to fill in with the purple. Do that window. Do this over here, that clothes hanging off of the wire there, and then there's some bunting right here. I'm gonna make that purple with the sprightly, and then I'm gonna come up here and go over these beads just to add a different color because it just seemed kind of flat up there. And then these ones that are hanging down, I'm going to go in with the sugarberry for one, the Foxgrove for another one, and let's do the willow. For the last one. And then I'm going to do this one willow, and then sugarberry again. Okay, I'm going to go back over this with sugarberry too. So if you feel like anything just needs to be brightened up, or maybe go back and add another color, pop a color, you can definitely do that. So watercolor is a transparent medium, so it is going to seem like when it dries it's a little bit lighter, and so you can always go back over. It's called layering, so you can layer another color over the top of it and kind of give it a little bit of a pop of color if you feel like it needs that. I feel like this sugarberry does, just so that we can see some of those different shingles. So I'm going to go over a few of those. Okay, but other than that, I think we are good to go. I didn't use a lot of gold, so I think I'm gonna go back in and maybe add some to the bottom of the house and just kind of work my way up into that yellow, but not doing like the whole thing gold. Okay, there we go. So I'm just gonna remove the tape. Alright, so let me zoom out so that we can look at all 5 illustrations at once. I'm going to take the watercolor dots and the practice sheet and just set them aside. And then let's look at all 5 of our fairy houses. Okay, let me switch these 2 around so that I have them in order. So the first week I did the mushroom fairy house, and you can really see that gold shimmer now. That was week 1. Week 2 was the teapot. Week 3 was the one with the pixie dust coming up and out of the house. Week 4 was the one with the big star and the other little stars. And then this week was the Patchwork fairy house. So there they are. If you are interested in this kit, it will be up on my Etsy shop so that you can pick one up over the holiday, or if you just want to give it a try for yourself. I would certainly love that support. I will be sure to link all of these below so that you can go check them out if you missed any one of them. But yeah, I did all of these in, I think it was Inktober of 2020. Yeah, Inktober of 2020. So this was just 5 of the 30 that I did. So yeah, I really enjoyed this series, and I hope you did too. Let me know in the comments below if you did enjoy it. I appreciate that feedback, and I will be doing another Paint With Me series coming up soon, so make sure that you subscribe, ring that bell so that you will be notified of the videos that are coming up. Until next time, bye!